My name's Nikki Lane. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and we're here at Newport Folk Fest. I keep hearing punk references or people bringing up punk rock. I grew up listening to some older punk rock when I was a young teenager, but I think the things that are emulated currently are people like Lee Hazelwood, who is country but a little bit left of center. I listen to a lot of Alex Chilton and Big Star, and those are like the more obscure artists that I might actually try to let slip into the recording process. I think as much as I'm moved by a lot of people that are my predecessors, I try in the studio, I kind of call it like the anti-reference. Like I try to make sure that if we're starting to emulate somebody, we steer the other direction, because I do want to be standalone. I don't want my vocals to remind you of anyone else. I think the most memorable show of this year was probably our Stagecoach performance that we did earlier this year prior to today, and it's because some of these bigger shows are kind of an opportunity to check your growth. I played there also 2 years ago, and so to see what's happened to us career-wise in the last 2 years by touring incessantly and like not going home, it sometimes becomes like really laborious and you don't know if you want to push through. And then we play shows like that where we are able to play big festivals to large groups of people, and they have their choice of where they're going to spend that hour set, and they come to you, and it kind of validates that like all of the work is kind of paying off. In the same token, some of the best sets are in little bitty hole in the walls in the middle of nowhere, where all of a sudden you realize people are just kind of ecstatic for the evening, you know what I mean? So it could be either one. I enjoy it. It wears me out. It's become a complete, I've been doing it very aggressively for 3 years, and it's changed my entire life. My life at home has to be completely upkept by other people, like dogs and plants and things like that. So it's hard to juggle having a sane home life with being out here all the time, but it's literally the only way to kind of organically reach fans, and fans are who make me a professional at this. I would just be hobbying around if I didn't do this. Well, Highway Queen was interesting because the records that I had made prior to this one, I wasn't touring aggressively. So I would make a record, and then I would spend, you know, another year and a half at my home making new songs for the next material. Highway Queen became the title for the record because it's literally what I felt like I was doing with the majority of my time. And it was also about creating that alias that could weather the road and could tolerate anything that was handed to me, no matter how good or bad it was, you know, blown tire or good news, we get to play the Opry on your day off across the continent. You know what I mean? It's like all of it you have to learn to take in stride, and that's just been what I've been trying to do. So I started building the concept while I was on the road in the van. So a lot of the personal things that I would have made and written about in my home, I was trying to write them in my stolen moments of privacy from my own team. You know what I mean? So that's where it came from, and that's kind of who it is now, still being out here touring it. You know what I mean? I think it's just I find it easier to songwrite when there's a deadline. You know what I mean? It's like I like when it's time. Like I'll catalog and put away little ideas of things. Like Highway Queen was a song long before it was written, just because I just thought it was going to be a good one. Jackpot, which is like one of the most popular songs off this record, was just again a good song title. You know what I mean? And because again, I don't get to pick where I get to spend my time, so it's just about knowing that we've got to kind of get it done, and then I kind of sit down and I go, okay, I can get this out of here. You know what I mean? It's in there. You just got to get it out.